I finally said no. Wow, so you're just selfish now? My sister said. That word stuck. Selfish. For wanting a life that was actually mine. It didn't start as something big. There wasn't a moment where everything changed. It just slowly became my responsibility until I didn't even question it anymore. Mornings were always the same. I was the one waking everyone up. Dean, get up, you're late. Jade, shoes now. Finn, stop crying, I'm making your cereal. That was my voice every day. Not my mom's. We lived in Salem, Oregon. Small house, always loud. Someone arguing, someone crying, something unfinished. My mom, Flora, was always exhausted. Not cruel, just drained all the time. My dad, Milo, worked long hours as a porter, and when he got home, he checked out. He'd eat, sit down, and disappear into the TV. So everything else fell on me. At first it felt normal. Helping out, being the oldest. But it didn't stay small. It became constant. I'd get home from school and before I even dropped my bag, my mom would already be asking, "Can you take Finn for a bit? Dinner's not done, finish it. I have to go out, don't let them fight." I always said yes. I didn't think I had a choice. At school, people called me mature. Teachers said it like it was a compliment. It didn't feel like one. It felt like I was just dealing with things I wasn't supposed to be dealing with yet. I didn't go out much. Didn't join anything. If anyone asked, I'd just say I was busy. It was easier than explaining. There was one time I tried to be normal. I got invited to a birthday party. I remember actually being excited. I picked something to wear, planned it out in my head. Then my mom stopped me before I left. "Where are you going?" "It's Bella's birthday." She didn't even hesitate. "I have to go out. You need to stay." I already told her I'd come. "And I'm telling you your family comes first." That was it. No argument. No middle ground. So I stayed. I sat there that night with Finn asleep next to me, Jade and Dean arguing in the background, and something just settled in my chest. This wasn't temporary. This was my life. After that, I stopped making plans. It was easier than getting shut down over and over. When I turned 18, I got accepted into a college in Colorado. It wasn't huge, but it was enough. It felt like a way out. I told my parents at dinner. My mom started crying. Not quiet tears. Real ones. "I don't know how I'm supposed to manage without you." My dad didn't say much. He just asked, "How are we going to afford everything if you leave?" No one told me I couldn't go. But I already knew I wasn't. So I stayed in Salem. Went to community college. Took classes during the day, worked at a print shop, came home, and handled everything else. I told myself it was temporary. Just until things got easier. They didn't. Time passed and nothing really changed. Dean got older but never stepped in. Jade stayed dependent. Finn barely functioned without me. Bills still needed to be handled. Groceries still needed to be bought. Everything still needed someone to manage it. That someone was still me. No one ever said thank you in a way that mattered. It wasn't seen as something extra I was doing. It was just expected. Like it was my role. That's what gets to you. Not even the work. It's how invisible it becomes. Like your entire life is just there to keep everyone else going. I was 27 when it hit me. I was sitting in my car after work, engine off, just staring ahead. And I realized I couldn't remember the last time I did something just because I wanted to. Not because it helped someone. Not because it was needed. Just because I chose it. That scared me more than anything. So I started looking for jobs. Not far. Just something in another city. Something that would let me support myself. I found one in Bend. Same type of work. Print shop. I applied without telling anyone. When I got the offer, I just stared at my phone for a long time. It didn't feel exciting. It felt dangerous. Like I was about to break something that couldn't be fixed. But I said yes anyway. I didn't tell my family right away. I waited. I don't even know why. Maybe I thought if I waited long enough, I'd change my mind. I didn't. The night I finally told them, everything shifted. My mom went quiet first. Then she looked at me and said, "So you're just leaving us?" My dad frowned like I'd said something unreasonable. "What's wrong with staying here?" Dean didn't say anything. He just shook his head like he already knew how it was going to go. Jade looked confused. Actually confused. "Wait, you're serious?" Finn just stared at me. Then Jade said it. "Wow, so you're just selfish now?" That word stuck. Selfish. For wanting something that was mine. And for the first time, I didn't take it back. I didn't apologize. I didn't explain. I just sat there and let it hang in the air. Because deep down, I knew something they didn't. If I stayed, nothing would ever change. And if I left, everything would. I just didn't know which one was worse. I packed everything in one weekend. Not because I was ready, but because if I waited any longer, I knew I wouldn't go through with it. No one helped. My mom stayed in her room most of the time. My dad barely spoke. Dean disappeared whenever I was around. Jade watched me like I was doing something wrong. Finn followed me from room to room, quiet, like he was trying to understand what was happening without asking. The morning I left, my mom finally came out. "You're really doing this," she said. I nodded. She didn't hug me. She didn't say goodbye. She just said, "Don't expect things to be the same when you come back." I didn't answer. I didn't think I was coming back. The drive to Bend felt longer than it actually was. Every mile felt like I was pulling something apart that had been holding for years. I kept expecting my phone to ring. For someone to say, "Wait. Don't go." It didn't happen. When I got to my apartment, it was quiet. Too quiet. No voices. No footsteps. No one calling my name. I stood there for a while with my bag still in my hands, just listening. It felt wrong. Like I'd stepped into someone else's life. The first week was the hardest. I kept waking up early out of habit, expecting to hear noise from the other rooms. I'd make breakfast for one and then stare at it like I forgot something. I'd come home from work and just sit. No one needed anything. No one was waiting. It felt empty at first. Then it started to feel peaceful. At work, everything was simple. I did my job, clocked out, went home. No second shift. No extra responsibility waiting for me. Troy, the trainer, kept things straightforward. "You're doing fine," he'd say. No pressure, no expectations beyond the job. Ivy lived next door. She knocked one evening with coffee and said, "You look like you don't talk to people much." It wasn't rude. Just honest. We started talking after that. Nothing deep at first. Just normal conversations. It felt strange how easy it was. Like life wasn't supposed to be as heavy as I made it. But the guilt didn't go away. My phone would light up sometimes. Messages from my mom. Short ones. "We need help. Things are hard." No direct question, but I knew what she wanted. I didn't answer right away. Sometimes I didn't answer at all. A few weeks in, my Aunt Ruth called me. "Your mom's been telling everyone you abandoned them," she said. I didn't react right away. "She says you only care about yourself now." That word again. Selfish. I let out a breath and said, "I didn't leave them with nothing." Ruth was quiet for a second. "No, but they don't know how to function without you." That hit harder than anything else. Because it was true. I didn't just help. I replaced things that were never supposed to be mine. And now that I was gone, there was nothing there to catch it. I started noticing patterns. Jade would only text me when she needed something. "Can you send money? Do you know how to fix this?" Dean never reached out. Not once. Finn sent short messages. "Are you coming back? I miss you." I didn't know how to answer him. One night, my mom called. I almost didn't pick up. But I did. She was crying. "I can't do this," she said. "Everything is falling apart." I didn't say anything at first. "I thought you'd come back after a few days," she added. That part stuck. Not that she missed me. That she expected me to return. "I'm not coming back," I said. There was silence. Then she said, "So that's it? You're just done with us." Done. Like I was quitting something. "I'm not done," I said. "I just can't be everything anymore." She didn't respond right away. When she finally did, her voice was different. Not crying. Flat. "You chose this." Then she hung up. After that, things got quieter. Not peaceful quiet. Different. Distance. My dad stopped trying to reach out at all. Jade's messages became shorter, colder. Dean stayed gone. Finn still sent messages sometimes, but less often. One night, Finn sent me another message. Just one line. "Are you coming back? Or did you leave for good?" I stared at it for a long time. Longer than I want to admit. My first instinct was to answer right away. To tell him no, I didn't leave him, not really. That I still cared. That I was still here. But I didn't type anything. I kept thinking about how many nights he fell asleep next to me. How many mornings I was the one waking him up. How many times he called for me instead of mom. And now, I was the one not answering. I put my phone down. Picked it back up. Typed something. Deleted it. Typed again. Stopped. Because I didn't know what the right answer was. If I said no, it would mean I was still his safety net. If I said yes, it would mean I chose to leave him behind. So I did the only thing I hadn't done before. I didn't fix it. I didn't step in. I just left the message there. Unread. And somehow, that felt worse than leaving the house. And me? I started building something that felt like mine. I got better at my job. Started handling more responsibility, but on my terms. Not because someone forced it on me. Because I chose it. Ivy and I started going out sometimes. Coffee, small things, normal things. I even laughed without feeling like I had to check the time or rush back home. It felt unfamiliar. Good, but unfamiliar. Then one night, I came home and just sat on the floor of my apartment. No noise. No chaos. No one needing anything. And it hit me. This was what life was supposed to feel like. Not constant pressure. Not responsibility that never ends. Just space. But even then, the guilt was still there. Because I knew what was happening back in Salem. I knew things weren't working the same way. I knew they were struggling. And part of me kept asking the same question. Did I leave too late or too soon? If I stayed longer, would it have been easier for them? Or would I have just disappeared completely into that life? I still don't have a clear answer. All I know is this. For the first time, I wake up and decide what my day looks like. For the first time, I'm not just reacting to what everyone else needs. For the first time, I feel like I exist outside of being useful. And I don't know if that makes me selfish. Or if it just makes me, finally, free. I still love them. I still think about going back sometimes. Not permanently. Just to help. But I'm scared. Because I know how it starts. And I know how it ends. So now I'm stuck with this. A life that finally feels like mine. And a family that feels like I walked away from them when they needed me most. So I need to know, did I do the right thing by leaving? Or did I just choose myself at the worst possible time?